friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. Welcome if you are new here. I'm so glad that you're here with me today, and I have got an exciting surprise. Last weekend, we took a little road trip as a family, and we decided to stop into a Goodwill and look what I found at Goodwill for $5. Now, it did not have the vacuum tube with it, or the accessory, the tube that goes with the accessory port. Didn't have that with it, but it does have all the other pieces. And so today we're going to try it out and see if it works. If it works, what a score at the Goodwill. So we're going to try that out together. Also, we're going to make some salmon bites. We are also still dealing with no oven, which we may have made some progress this weekend. My husband has worked so hard trying to figure out what's wrong with the oven, trying to figure out what's wrong with the dishwasher. I think the dishwasher, I don't have high hopes for it. I think we're gonna have to replace it. But the oven, after doing a lot of research, taking everything out and really getting down there and looking at the bottom element, it seemed like it had burned in two. So we are hoping, because the broiler part was working, so we are hoping and praying that it's just the bottom element, which would be such a simple fix. And maybe we can save this oven. It is over 20 years old, but maybe we can just make it work a little bit longer so that we can go ahead and get that dishwasher. So we still don't have it today though. So I'm gonna make a dinner in the crock pot. I'm gonna put some pork chops in there and get those cooking for dinner. Today is a day of trying new things. There's also another recipe that I saw. It's for salmon bites, and everyone else in this house turned their nose up, but I've got a couple of salmon fillets that I need to cook. So I thought, it's only 4 pork chops that we're using for our recipe in the crock pot tonight. So I thought I might just cook up those salmon fillets, make them into these salmon bites. I've got some rice that I have been wanting to try out. It's like a cauliflower rice. So I might just do that tonight. All kinds of new things going on today. Stay tuned with me and we'll try them all out together. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give this a good clean up, and this is what the inside looks like. It does have instructions in there, so that's helpful. Then there's also this piece. If you have a food saver, you're probably like, yes, I know what all that is. But I thought it's actually pretty clean, but I'm gonna give it a good wipe down. And we will plug it in and see if we can get this thing working. Before we get to all that today, I needed to run down to the chickens and check on their feed and on their water. I think we need to fill up their feeder, but I wanted to give you a little look at them. They have grown quite a bit over the last month or so since you all have seen them. It is just a muddy mess out here, but I'm letting them free range a little bit in our garden, which we have not planted anything yet. It is late January here, and we still have some time before we put anything in the ground, but we will have to get out here once everything is dried out and maybe do a little tilling. But for now, the chickens are really enjoying their little area to free range, and they're in here getting all the bugs and scratching up things. They're gonna help me out. We have not had nearly the growth of weeds in the garden this year since they've been in here scratching around, which has been wonderful. That'll be less work that I'll have to do, so I don't mind that at all. We are getting about 3 eggs a day still. We're not sure if all of them are laying. We think we at least have 3 layers, possibly 4 right now, but they are doing pretty well, I think, for being young and it being winter and you know, the days being shorter. So we weren't expecting a whole lot. It's really nice to be getting 3 eggs a day. So keep up the good work, ladies. Just wanted to give you a little look at our chicken coop and our run. If you want to see a full video on how we built this, I'll link that down below. But a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of questions about chickens and caring for chickens since the price of eggs has gone up so much. So here's just a little sneak peek. This is our watering system and our feeding system for them. And I just filled up their water, just filled up their feed. We use the Do More organic feed. and that has been really helpful. A lot of you have sent the article to me about the chickens not laying and could it be their feed, and so I thought I would let you know that we use the Do More organic feed. We also supplement with kitchen scraps and vegetables and grains and that sort of thing, and we've had no problem with ours laying. So that may be due to the fact that we're using that feed and doing the kitchen scraps. I really don't know, but it's working for us, so we're just going to continue that. And then this is their little coop. We have our automatic door, which is wonderful. And like I said, you can see the video on all of that. Right now, it sounds like I've got one that wants to come in. She's getting a little noisy. This is Dolly. Oh, that's Rosemary. Alex corrected me. Rosemary and Dolly look a lot alike. That's Rosemary. Okay. What you digging for, girl? You trying to dig a tunnel so you can get back in? You probably have a hard time. Mr. Tim's got everything fortified around here. I doubt you'd be able to get in. There's Chickaletta. But it's a beautiful day. We have sunshine after a lot of rain, and there's going to be a lot more rain coming this week. So all this mud is probably going to get worse before it gets better. But we're just going to make the most of it, huh, girls? Get out when we can. All right. Back to indoor projects. Okay, guys, so I realized that in all my excitement, I forgot to tell you what this is. It's a Food Saver vacuum sealing machine. And it is in pretty good condition. I did wipe it down some. It's a little dusty, but we wiped it down. So now we're going to put it to the test. So I picked up these Food Saver bags. These are just the quart size bags, and they're already sealed on one end. And yes, I know now that they come on a roll where you can determine what size you want and that that's the most economic choice. But because I've never done this before, I just went ahead and got what I thought would be the easiest thing. So this is already sealed on the bottom. And what I thought I would do, I just pulled a bag of okra out of the freezer that we froze in September of 22. I did write that on the bottom of the bag because Ryan, if you're watching, my cousin's husband told me, make sure you write the item on the bag before you vacuum seal it, because then it'll be really hard to write over all that lumpy bumpiness. So great tip, Ryan. I'm gonna put that to use. So I'm gonna transfer this okra to this bag, and then we're gonna see if it works. And I so hope it does. All right, got our okra in the bag. Okay, so hopefully this is a good angle for you, but this is an older machine. It's a V2450, if any of you have one like that. So this is what the inside looks like. That's where you put your roll, I guess, of plastic, and then you can use this to cut each bag. But since we've already done that step, I think this is the sealing part. So I think we just put this inside like so. Close our lid, and then we lock this in place. And when we do, we have a button that comes up here, and it says dry or moist food. So I'm gonna say this is well, it's frozen. Let's just say it's a moist food because I really don't know. And then I think we want to vacuum seal it. That means it worked, y'all. I think it means it worked. Ah! All right, so we unlock the machine, lift up, and voila. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it works. How exciting. And then I guess I could cut the excess off. Oh, y'all, I am so excited. This is so exciting. You guys know how much I've wanted a food saver machine, and $5 at the Goodwill, I think it did a good job. Looks like it did pretty good. So you that have the food saving machines or food saver machines, you'll have to let me know if this is a good, was this a good seal? I think so. I think we're just gonna cut the excess off the top there and we're good to go. So that's gonna go at the top of my list for best finds from Goodwill. They also had a dehydrator at the Goodwill that we went to. I can't remember what the brand was, but they were asking $35, and they really didn't have a good way to test the items. They had an outlet, but I don't think the outlet was working very well. And it's hard to test something like a dehydrator or a food saver. But they were asking $35 for it. It looked like it had all the trays, but it wasn't a brand that I was aware of. And, you know, we looked it up online. It really just, it didn't have a lot of reviews. It was about a $70 or $80 piece of equipment. And like I said, it was $35. Had it been $5, we would have taken a chance on it. But for $35, I had to let it stay there because really the one I have my eye on is the Excalibur dehydrator. So I think I'll just, you know, keep waiting on that one. That's not something that, you know, that's not a have to have. It's not a necessity. But the food saver, I know we're going to put that to use because come garden season, that is going to be a blessing for sure. So check out the Goodwills. You never know what you might find. Okay, so y'all know I'm in the hour right now where I've got limited time to get dinner on the table without a fuss. Because the family is going to be hungry. Well, Ella won't be here till late. She has dance tonight. But Tim will be home soon. Alex has already said he's hungry. So I'm going to try to pull together dinner really quick. We have some pork chops in the crock pot and some gravy. So those have 1 minute to go and then they'll be done. I'm going to make some salmon for dinner to go with the pork chops. We only had about 4 pork chops and I had 3 small pieces of salmon that I needed to use, and I thought I'll just combine the meats on this dinner. It'll be okay. Part of the family's going to want to have the pork chops. I really wanted to have the salmon, so, and we might have a couple leftovers, and that'll be fine. But this is what I'm using. I'm using the pink salmon. It's the boneless fillets, and I did go ahead and trim the skin off of them for this recipe. Now, the recipe that I saw on YouTube was a blackened salmon. And they use like a blackened seasoning, and I don't have that exact seasoning. So I'm going to do my best to replicate that based on what we have on hand. Also, the recipe called for it to be air fried, and I have an air fryer, but it's a microwave air fryer, so it's not like the basket air fryer. So I'm not sure how the time will be on that and how it will cook. So this is very much an experiment. But because I knew I probably would be the only one, or one of the only ones, Alex says he really wants to try it, trying this, I thought, well, if it's a fail, you know, it's no big deal. But I had some of this salad mix, this Asian chopped salad mix. I think I picked this up at Sam's Club last week that I really need to use, and I thought that would go really well with. And I don't know if you remember this from a grocery haul not too long ago. I had picked up, it's riced veggies. It's a cauliflower blend. It has carrots, peas in it. But I'm going to try to create like a, I guess, a fried rice out of this to go with the salmon. I'm thinking the rice with the salmon on top of it and then maybe the salad on the side. That sounds really good. But that's not really going to go with our pork chops. So I'm kind of making 2 separate meals. I'm going to make some instant potatoes to go with the pork chops because Ella really likes those and she and Tim can enjoy that. I might add some regular rice with that. So I know it's kind of a hodgepodge meal, but remember we are doing a pantry challenge, so we're trying to use what we have on hand, and I really need to use this up. I want to use those meats up, and I've been really wanting to try this. So we're going to get this in the microwave first. I think that the person I saw try this steamed it. So I'm going to steam it first, and then I'm going to go to the skillet and cook this in a little bit of soy sauce, and we might add an egg too. It says you can't add the egg to do like a cauliflower fried rice. So we're going to try it like that and see what happens. I think this is going to be really good. I'm excited. All right, so you'll have to excuse the microwave in the background. I'm going to go ahead and get my salmon cut up, and I'm just going to do like maybe about 1-inch cubes. It really feels so good to be cooking up the salmon, cooking up that pork, because those were some things in the freezer that we needed to use. And this is the seasoning that I'm going to put on the pork. Now, I don't know much about this seasoning. I think this was a gift to my husband for Christmas, and he uses it on, like, I'm sure chicken maybe, but I was looking on the back and it says you can use it on bacon, chicken, fish, vegetables. So we're gonna give it a try on here. And it has, let's see, what does it have in it? Oh, it's been torn a little bit. So I'm not really sure. It's buttery steakhouse seasoning. So we're just going to try it out. Now, I've never made salmon like this before. Normally when I make it, I'll like maybe just cook it on the skillet, blacken it a little bit. I've made it in the oven before, but never in the air fryer. So this is definitely going to be a new thing and an experiment, like I said. I want to make sure I get all these pieces coated. All right, I'm gonna set these to the side until our rice finishes steaming in the microwave, and we'll wash my hands, and then I'm gonna put the salad together. Okay, so this is what my air fryer looks like, because like I said, it goes in the microwave. So I'm just gonna line it with parchment paper. That way it won't drip so bad. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to put our little salmon pieces on here, just like this. I may season them again on top. I don't know, maybe I won't. Maybe less is more. Since this is the first time I'm making it, I don't want to light our mouths on fire, you know? I just heard from Tim, so he's on his way home. So that means, well, the potatoes are done. I did do the instant potatoes back here, and then I've got some rice going to add to our pork chops. Our pork chops are done, so he won't have to wait very long. All right, I have a feeling that this is going to be so good that everybody's going to want this. So we'll see. Okay, so this is our microwave air fryer. It's actually a convection oven, an air fryer, and a microwave in one. And so I've just added our salmon in here. And what we're going to do is we are going to cook it for 10 minutes at first. And then we will see if that's enough. We might have to adjust our cooking time. I'm looking up here to see the chart. I really don't know what to compare this to. So we're just gonna do like a chicken nugget setting on it, and we'll just go with that. These salad kits are so nice, and Sam's Club always has like different ones. They've got a Southwest one and a kale crunch, I think. But tonight I thought I would try the Asian chopped kit. And everything is just packaged individually inside that you need. Well, your lettuce is in there, so we'll do that first. But then you've got bags of the dressing. So it might be just, okay, it's just one bag in this one. But this one has your green and red cabbage, carrots, green leaf lettuce, sesame sticks, crispy chow mein noodles, cilantro, green onion, almonds, and then it has an Asian style sesame dressing. So I think that is probably going to be delicious. It made me think, when I read the ingredients, it made me think of the Oriental chicken salad at Applebee's. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but if you ever go to Applebee's and you're looking for something good, if they still have it. I haven't been to Applebee's in a long, long time, but they used to have this Oriental chicken salad, and it was so, so good. That's what the mix made me think of. Okay. Gonna drizzle our dressing over top. Gonna get this tossed together. And then these are our chow mein noodles, and I guess the almonds are in here and the sesame sticks, so it's all together there. That looks delicious. And if I have any left over tomorrow, I might have to add some grilled chicken to it. I think the Oriental chicken salad at Applebee's also had like mandarin oranges in it. So you could add mandarin oranges to this, some grilled chicken. Oh man, I've got my mouth watering. All right, I put it in this bowl so we can put a lid on it and go ahead and just stick it in the fridge until we're ready for it. so I just pushed all of my rice to the side here, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil to our skillet. We're going to let that heat up, and then we're going to scramble an egg and mix that in there. I did decide that we'll go ahead and do the egg. One of our chicken eggs. I'm just going to scramble that with a fork. Let that cook over here, and then we're going to mix it into our rice cauliflower. And then hopefully we will have come close to a fried rice. So I picked that bag of riced vegetables up at Food Line over in the freezer section if you are interested. All right, I'm just gonna let that cook for a little bit longer, and we're gonna check on our salmon bites, which are ready now, or they've cooked for 15 minutes. We'll see. Wow, they really look good. I'm going to pull the basket out, and we will see if they are done or if they need a few more minutes. Okay, guys, I just tried these. They are delicious. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but you know, you see a little bit of the fat that cooked off. That's that good, healthy fat on the salmon, but amazing. This might be my favorite way to start cooking salmon, but they are just, I'm going to try not to eat them all. And I think the parchment paper was definitely a good idea. But you can see how well that's cooked. It's perfect. And I wanted to show you, this was the soy sauce that I used, which is just a low sodium soy sauce. So I just decided I would also experiment with these rolls. These are just yeast rolls that I bought, Food Line brand. And I just cut the pack in half and stuck these in our convection oven in the microwave. I just used the bake setting, and I baked them at 325 degrees for about 20 minutes, and they turned out perfect. So I guess we're living this life without an oven, and we're doing pretty good. But that will definitely be a good complement to the pork chops and gravy, and not so much to the salmon, but I feel like I'm making two meals because I am making two meals. So Alex says there's a simple solution to this dinner. He'll just have 2 plates and have 2 separate dinners. See my dishes in the back. Gotta take care of those later. We're gonna have a lot of dishes to do tonight. That's okay. All right, let's eat. Okay, it's the moment of truth. It's a little bit of rice, a little bit of salmon. That is so good. It's so good. The rice is delicious. That salmon is perfect. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, we'll have to get the rest of the family to weigh in. All right, so dinner is done. It was delicious. I just had the salmon and the cauliflower rice and the salad, and that was delicious. And then Tim had the pork chops.
Which is my favorite. She always makes it for me. Pork chop with rice and what do you put in there? Like cream and chicken or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I put cream and chicken and
mashed potatoes and biscuits. I mean, anybody knows me. That's
so me. He liked it. Yeah, we added rice to it too.
Meat and potatoes, bread.
So
and then finish it off with a bowl of ice cream.
Which we don't have any of that.
I don't think. I don't need to eat it.
I don't think we have any of that.
I need to quit
any ice cream.
It's bad for you.
All right, well, we're going to end it here because Tim's going through the mail. I've got to go clean up all those dishes. What else? Gotta go
like and subscribe so we can pay these bills.
All right, so until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you in the next one.